You acknowledge that you are source energy. That's good. You acknowledge that the larger part of you, the eternal you, will always be non-physically focused. You acknowledge that a part of you has projected into this physical body, and that there are therefore two vantage points of you. In the past, you may have called that non-physical physical. That's a good way of describing it. Or dead or alive. Not so good. Sometimes you refer to that non-physical part of you as soul. We like to call it source. But the thing that we really want you to remember is that even though you are here in these magnificent bodies and you are beautiful beings, that the larger part of you is non-physical and is actively involved in that which you are. So much so that in every moment in time, you can feel the vibrational variance between those perspectives, the perspective of who you really are and the perspective that you are allowing here and now. So the source that was you is you, but was you before you that you think is you. I don't see why they don't understand it, Esther says. I just don't see why it's so hard to understand. Source energy you projects a part of yourself into this body, and here you are in the personality that you know as you. And in this personality, you are exploring the details of a leading-edge environment, the details of the furthest most leading-edge perspective in all of the universe. Here you are, leading-edge creators in this leading-edge body. And so, as you are exploring, as you are observing, as you are living, as you are enjoying, as you're not enjoying, as you are preferring, as you are discerning, as you are deciphering, as you are being in your bodies, you cannot help but come to your personal conclusions about what would be better in every moment. You just can't stop that deciding process. And in those decisions, whether you speak about them openly or not, you are at many levels of your being emitting, which is the predominant language of your being, vibrational rockets of desires and preferences. So even though you may not be complaining openly to someone, if something's bothering you, your complaint is there, but on the other end of that complaint, because every subject is two subjects, what is wanted and lack of it. When you find yourself on the lackful end of a subject, the discerning non-physical part of you launches a rocket of desire about what would be preferred. Every species evolves in just this way. So you're constantly emitting these rockets of desires, and the thing that most of you don't realize, most of you don't even realize you're emitting them, but as vibrational beings focused upon the energy of all that is, we see those rockets of desires, we feel them, we sense them, they emanate from you, they are the beginning of future creations. Everything that you see that you call real life manifestation or real life, that stuff that is real, this knock on wood, I can see it, smell it, taste it, hear it, touch it stuff, all of this stuff is preceded by vibration. So as these rockets of desires are shooting forth from you, they are being tended to, understood, you could say cared for, focused upon by the non-physical part of you. In other words, Source gives undivided attention to every new, improved idea you come up with. So there is this vibrational escrow. Those are the best words that Esther has been able to find, and we think they are wonderful words. A vibrational escrow, we're calling it vibrational escrow because it is being held for you with your name on it, waiting only for you to fulfill the requirement of full receipt of it, which means you got to become a vibrational match to it. You cannot give birth to a rocket of desire and continue to beat the drum of what was wrong that caused you to launch it and ever be a match to the new rocket. In other words, when you're sick, you send rockets of desire about wellness, and it is accurate to say that someone who has been sick has in their vibrational escrow a being who is more well than that being was before they were sick, because more attention has now been put upon the request for wellness. There are 3 steps to the creation process, whether you are physical or non-physical. The 3 steps to the creation process for the becoming of anything desired are: first, you have to figure out you want it. Life causes that. That's the asking part. When life causes you to ask, that's step 1. You don't have to work at step 1. Life causes that to happen. You don't have to get up every morning and say, let's see, what will I go ask for today? When someone flips you off in traffic, you ask. When you don't have enough money in your bank account, you ask. When your body feels diminished in some way, you ask. When you're rude, you ask. When someone else is rude, you ask. When you are touched by life, you are constantly asking. Step 1. Step 2 is not your work, not your physical human work. Step 2 is Source answers what you're asking for. And by that we mean, once you ask, Source becomes the vibrational equivalent of what you are asking for. So if you have not enough of something that you want and you launch that rocket again, now you've been launching the rocket, so this vibrational escrow is amended. And the wonderful thing about this never-ending amending that is going on is that as Source is keeping up with it, the expansion is happening. Step 1 and Step 2 happening automatically without you even knowing that you are doing it. You are expanding whether you are consciously aware of it or not. But in order for you to be in your physical human form, right here and now, in this time-space reality, while you're still alive, hopefully, for you to become the receiver of the things that you've put into your vibrational escrow and that Source has joined completely, you must find a way somehow to become a vibrational match to these things that you've put in your vibrational escrow. And most of you don't do it. Most of you don't do it quickly, and most of you don't do it purposefully. Sometimes you stumble onto it, but most of you are not consciously aware of this formula of creation. And so you're sort of blundering around, launching rockets, and sort of kind of maybe keeping up with them a little bit in some regards. But we want you to know that there is so much more that you have put into your vibrational escrow than you are allowing. And when you start working on Step 3, deliberately and consciously, when you deliberately begin to tune yourself to the vibrational frequency of what's over there in your vibrational escrow, then you come into alignment. Then you become a blended being. Then you raise the vibration of your beingness. Then you fulfill your reason for being. Then you are a vibrational match to the expanded you. And the reason that that is so important is because you can't help but constantly expand. And when you expand, you got to keep up with it. You're a little bit like a two-headed monster, and we just want both heads to get going in the same direction. In other words, every time you feel negative emotion of any kind, this is what it always means. Life caused you to expand. You took Step 1 many times. Source answered. Step 2 is in place. But if you're feeling negative emotion, it always means you, in your current thought, while the negative emotion is present, you are not a vibrational match to what you've already put there. In other words, you expanded and you're not up to speed with it. There's a vibrational gap between who you have become and who you're letting yourself be. Now, who you have become, who you are as you make the decision to come forth into this physical experience. You are Source energy, and you know your value and your worthiness and your reason and your purpose. You knew why you were coming forth. You knew that you would come and explore contrast, and you knew the contrast would cause you to expand, and you knew that you would be able to feel that the expansion had taken place and that it was more extreme than you might in any point in time be keeping up with. You knew that you would be born with emotional guidance that would let you know whether in any point in time you're up to speed or not with who you have become. You knew that you were not coming forth in order to try to figure out what everybody else was doing and what they thought about what you were doing. You knew from your non-physical vantage point that your work would be to constantly expand and then to allow the rest of you to keep up with the expansion. And you knew that you were the pioneer out here on the leading edge of thought, and that your desire would take Source beyond that which it had ever been before. And you trusted that when Source took that new vantage point that you carved out through the living of life, You knew that Source would then stand there in that new and expanded place and call you to it. You knew you would be able to feel the coming forth to that which you've expanded to. And we want you to hear that the negative emotion that you sometimes feel, whether you call it despair or fear or anger or resentment or overwhelmment or frustration, you knew without a question that when you felt negative emotion, it always meant one thing and one thing only. I, in my human form, am focused upon a thought and therefore activating a vibration that isn't up to speed with who I am. In other words, when you don't love you feel awful because the larger part of you does. So when you find reason to beat the drum of you're not enoughness, because the Source, the expanded version of you, will never do that, you activate a vibration that holds you apart from the vibration of who you really are. Do you understand that all negative emotions are degrees of separation from the wholeness that is you? When you feel negative emotion, it means that you've got active within you, and it's a pretty dominant activation of a vibration that is keeping you from going with the flow of who you are. And we really like that expression, going with the flow, because we want you to feel the powerful calling of Source energy you calling the rest of you toward it. And when you go, you feel ease, you feel elation, you feel passion, you feel freedom, you feel euphoria, you feel love and appreciation. When you don't go, you feel heels scraping on the pavement. When you don't go, you feel the tension of the vibrational discord. You just gotta go with who you are if you are to feel good, you see. So, we want you to realize that as life causes you to expand, and Source is there in that vibration of expansion, calling you forward, we want you to understand how it is that that happens. So, law of attraction, the most powerful law in the universe, says that which is likened to itself is drawn. So, here is this perspective that was you before you were born. Huge point of attraction. Eternal. Law of attraction responding to it. Responding to the clarity, the goodness, the wholeness. Law of attraction responding powerfully to this Source energy you. This eternal core, soul, good Source you. Law of attraction responding to that. Feel the power of that. Now, part of you projected here, and law of attraction is responding to this too. So here is law of attraction responding to who you are, you eternal being. And here is law of attraction responding to who you are in your physicalness. So as you beat the drum of something that says, I am not good enough, law of attraction responds to that and brings you things like it. The thing we want you to feel, though, is that when law of attraction is responding to this vibrational stance, and law of attraction is responding to this vibrational stance, it causes the sensation of separation within you, and that is what every single time negative emotion is. It's just you activating within you something that defies who you really are and what you really know. When life lets you know that you want more money and you send off rockets of desires all day, every day for many, 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 many years, there is a veritable fortune amassed for you. And as you turn your attention toward the idea of that, you come into alignment with something that you have incrementally put there. But when you focus upon something that gives you reason to acknowledge that right now there's not enough of this thing that you want, in that attention to the absence of what you have given birth to and what Source has tended, you feel the separation of the vibration. You feel the emotional indicator of what you're doing vibrationally. Now, we think it is the most wonderful thing in the world when you catch on to the fact that first, you're Source, and next, that you are Source and physical, and next, that you have these two vibrational points of relativity that are playing off of one another all the time, and next, that you realize that negative emotion always means you're not up to speed with who you are in this moment. But most important, we think it is wonderful when you acknowledge that the emotions that you feel are vibrational indicators. How good is that? To know that your feeling is your clear indication that something is screwy in the vibration. And once you understand that, then you can begin to do something about bringing yourself into alignment and not only achieving the resolution of the indicator, which is an improved emotion, but then the manifestation must follow too.